Welcome back to Nightcap Chat, the pop culture podcast to talk all things comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, and more. Today, we are discussing our stories from hunting down comics and collectibles. I'm Blade O'Neill.
I'm Ken Brown.
I'm Lance O'Neill.
What's so funny?
I'm just thinking of so many more things to say.
Oh,
for the name of the episode.
These guys wouldn't stop with their toy puns before we started recording, and it was distracting because I could see their gears going as I was trying to record the intro, and I was like, "What was I going to say?" That was hard. So this is gonna be a fun episode tonight, talking about some of our stories. I mean, if you're into pop culture and comics, I mean, you've hunted down comics and looked for different collectibles and toys. So I mean, everybody has a story like this. So we're gonna go through some of these highlights here. But before we get into all that, just want to, of course, thank everyone for their support, listening to Nightcap Chat, liking our pages on social media, subscribing on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, YouTube. Where else are we? Castbox, Verbal, stuff we haven't even heard of. iHeartRadio. We're on iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Hey, whoa, I don't think you do that. But we're on iHeartRadio.
Oh, sorry.
We're an iHeartRadio podcast, so I guess that's
crap.
That's fair use.
Okay.
That was Lance's voice.
Right?
That was beautiful. Maybe iHeartRadio can sample you now.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's say we just gave him a free endorsement. What are they going to do for us?
Yeah. All right, iHeartRadio. Hope you're listening there. So something interesting happened this week in the world of comics here. I was asked to bring this up. There was an injustice this week in the world of Marvel Comics. Not surprising. So, there are a bunch of commies after all. Amazing. Not amazing. Symbiote Spider-Man. That's what it's called, right, Ken?
Yeah, Symbiote Spider-Man.
Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man number 3.
On the market.
It's what?
The best Spider-Man comic on the market.
Is it? You're
in my opinion,
because you love Symbiote Spider-Man.
I've wait for this book for 25 years.
Nice. Yeah, no kidding. What, Lance? You're already confused.
No, you're gonna keep going. It's fine.
Ken knows where I'm going with this. Lance has no idea. Just to be fair to all you guys listening. So, Symbiote Spider-Man number 3 came out this week, last week, I guess, right?
Yes, last Wednesday.
Symbiote Spider-Man looks like this. So, if you're watching the video version of this, I have it pulled up here on the screen on YouTube. Hopefully, I published this version of it. And Lance is getting up. And he ran away. Symbiote Spider-Man number 3. He's attacking a red T-Rex here. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. So you've heard us talk about in the past Billy Goreski. He has written to Marvel Comics and he's been published several times. So there's some comics. You don't have this one, I don't think.
No, I have number 2. I didn't buy number 3.
Now now you have to go down to Drawn to Comics on downtown Glendale on the corner of 50th Avenue and Glendale Avenue to pick up your Symbiote Spider-Man number 3.
Glendale, Arizona, 85301.
There you go.
Yeah, and if any of you guys watching, here's the stamp in case you need to
stamp of approval. I might have stamped that one.
Perfect.
There's about 1,000 bags and boards that I added there. So
you should have signed the back of them so it would be like the Blade exclusive.
I was trying to get things done. If I had a little more time to screw around, maybe I would have added a little something. I totally regret it now.
But I found something you're liberal at too.
What?
I found something you're liberal at too as well.
What do you mean?
The use of tape. Yeah, it's like most everybody uses like this 1-inch piece of tape. Blade 4 to 6 inches.
No, come on, you are being overly dramatic. I'll buy you a new roll of tape.
Okay, 2 to 4 inches.
Yeah, maybe.
What are these long pieces of tape? Because I wasn't there that day. And they'll go, that was Blade's taping. I'm going, jeez, dude, did you use a roll per book?
But I was fast.
You were fast because you had like these, like the tape, like there was like, this is about average. This is like tapes. That blade size of tape was
the
cool.
labor I saved offset the cost of the additional
Yes.
tape I used.
I appreciate that. I just thought it was funny. I had to troll you about it.
It's
It was funny because everyone's saying like, they go, wow, dude, this tape piece is long. Dude. Yeah, those were Blade's tape comics.
So if in the last couple of weeks your tape was abnormally long from your books at Jonah Comics, I taped it. That was all me.
Yeah, the extra tape you can use for multiple books is much appreciated.
Oh, look. It's pretty long, you know? It goes from here all the way down to here.
I think that's pretty average. Like that.
Pretty average?
Hey, Lance, keep moving your finger down on the book there, and I'll tell you when to stop. And that was Blade's average. Right there.
No, it wasn't. I mean, I might have had some, but it wasn't worth the time to correct. Just go. You know?
Yeah,
I also didn't have time to perfect. You know, in my defense.
I heard like you were the Flash when it came to bagging and boarding comics and taping them that day. It's pretty cool.
I did my best.
Barry Allen's taken off. What I've heard.
I just checked my other ones that I bought a couple weeks ago, and no, they're all just regular. So I guess no Blade variants.
No Blade variants. If any of you guys think of a
one piece of tape, if you find it, bring it to Blade. He'll sign it for you on the tape.
Yes,
there's much room.
100%. If you see me in Jonah Comics and you have something you think I bag and board it because the tape is really long, I will sign it if you ask me to. 100%. No problem.
Or just ask him to bag and board it right there on the spot.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that too. I know where it is. Like, I won't even ask. I'll just go to the bag and boards and prepare a bag and board for you. Oh, my goodness. Where was I?
I couldn't resist.
We're talking about Symbiote Spider-Man. I just derailed it. Sorry.
So Symbiote Spider-Man, this is it again. Billy Goreski got his letter published. So here's a copy of the letter page. Symbi wrote. It's kind of hard to read, and I won't read it to you, but that's the page. There's no page number, but the one that has the next issue in the bottom right corner. So Billy wrote to Nightcap Chat. And Billy told me that they censored his letter twice because the original letter talked about Nightcap Chat, the pop culture podcast where we talk all things comic books, video games, movies, TV shows, and more. And it also talked about Drona Comics, which is, of course, the comic book store at the corner of 58th Avenue and Glendale Avenue in downtown Glendale, Arizona. Censored.
I'm not going down, by the way. Like, I'm not making my chair go down. My chair just started deflating for some reason. Like, I can't make this stuff up.
You weren't just like sad.
No, I wasn't just sad. It was just the universe is sad about this.
I thought you were doing the elevator trick. Like where it looks like you're doing the elevator sinking down a level trick.
You are singing. So Billy sent me a copy of the original letter. Hello, Kayla. So we have a copy here, and we're gonna read the letter as it was intended to be published.
Oh, nice.
But it was censored. So the true letter, the uncensored version, says, "I'll say yes to the Crossroads any day of the week. It's always been one of my favorite Marvel dimensions ever. Such a mysterious place with the iconic hand post. Now, if we can only get it in the MCU." Now, here's the first part of censorship. Starts right here. "There's a podcast I listen to called Nightcap Chat, and it seems like every week they're either talking about Black Suit Spidey or Felicia Hardy. No lie. So their fandom is definitely out there. It's a perfect pairing." And the censorship piece there. "But with Peter in the Crossroads, who knows where he'll end up? Back at Battle World, hopefully not where the Nagarai demons are. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Speaking of them, I see the Puffballs are back. They'll definitely be interested in Spidey. Such a crazy, trippy story with those old Hulk issues that have given us a chance to revisit. I really look forward to the next issues. Keep them coming, y'all. You got this. Start the next censored part. Hey, Drona Comics family." And censored part number 2. Billy Goreski, Glendale, AZ. So thanks, Marvel.
So they just cut it. Like they just cut it out. Like,
They just cut it
it's
out.
Not there.
They removed it.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So we
Marvel has like used that quote in there before, and maybe they're afraid that other comic shops or other places are going to expect them to put their obligorous plug in there because they put ours in there more than one time. I don't know.
I kind of get it. I mean, like, it's like you gonna do like free marketing on my comics, and it's like that you can't. If you just censor one person and not censor another, you just have to just censor everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like I get it, but like
it's not advertising anything.
It's not advertising.
It
Okay,
doesn't
but
say John
they don't
Thompson.
know. They're not going to take the time to research on what's Nightcap chat, and then it turns out it's some crazy. What if it's something awful, and then they put it in their comic, and then it's back. Like it's just not for them. It's not worth it to be like, oh, it turns out it was like these horrible people that are a bunch of who knows what. You know what I mean?
We are pretty horrible.
So it's just
who knows what.
Yeah, you're right. So it was a
called
good idea.
Communist. Maybe they heard that before.
You know what it is? They used Doctor Strange to look in the future, and they saw that you would say that. Be like, no, these guys are scumbags.
Yeah,
exactly. They've got Lance's crystal ball on speed dial.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I didn't agree with the rest of it, but that's interesting. So yeah, maybe next time. There's
I'm honored he tried to include us about symbiote Spider-Man and Felicia Hardy Black Cat. I go, that's awesome.
That's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah,
dude. Like, I guess we have the official unedited version of that letter available only here on the Nightcap Chat podcast, listeners.
That's true.
So share that information with people that have got that symbiote Spider-Man. If they want to read the whole letter, they have to listen to this episode of Nightcap Chat, and they get the full unedited, uncut edition of Billy Goreski's letter.
They have the unedited edition of Symbiote Spider-Man number 3, only on Nightcap Chat.
Oh,
not even Marvel.
Market that, huh? Thanks, Marvel.
Yeah.
You gave us an exclusive.
Exactly.
We have our own comic now. Ken, let's print the comic, reprint it. We'll just put
the letter page.
Just the letters page, yes. It's
like
a steelbook edition of the Symbiote Spider-Man number 3.
Put it in the bag and board.
We should print them out and stick them in the copies you sell.
Yes, that would be awesome.
That's hysterical. I love it.
Yeah, we could photocopy the page, edit it with the original letter, and like repost it in there.
It's just like an insert.
I'll sign the back for Nightcap Chat.
Yes, and we can do signed editions.
And instead of Mark Jeweler variants, there'll be Nightcap Chat variants of Symbiote Spider-Man number 3, and this you can only get them in Glendale, Arizona, and they're considered official.
Exactly. Yeah, the Nightcap Chat exclusive edition.
I think we're onto something.
I think so.
I think we're onto something. Anyway, so I agreed to correct this great injustice that was done in the comic book community, and I believe we have corrected this injustice. So
how about we can call this this episode Symbiosis now?
Symbiosis.
We're symbiotic with our listeners.
We are. Gosh, you guys and the puns today. I thought I was the pun guy. My goodness.
Hey, it's dad joke's been with me too long. Lance is catching on to him too. He got him going, right? The dad jokes are starting.
I bite my tongue like 90% of the time.
It's okay. You're in a safe place here.
Yes, this is very safe. So we corrected that injustice. So let's get to the topic at hand here. We've all been there, hunting down comics, hunting down collectibles. This was Ken's idea. Ken's been having the only ideas. I don't have any ideas anymore. I'm pretty much useless at this point.
Dude, you put the whole thing together.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess I'm good for something.
It's funny, dude. There's so many people that ask, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?" I'm going, "I want to do a podcast with Blade." And they go, "Why?" And I go, "Because I don't know how to do a podcast." No, but seriously, Blade's the only person that's great to do a podcast with, plus his brother Lance too as well. And we get Steve as part of the show sometimes too. How could I ever trade out of this position? This is great.
because we might expand Nightcap chat, so we'll see where that lands.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I'll be cut before you guys, if I want to go into
up.
Oh, stop.
Can't even do this without you. So we all love hunting down comics, collectibles, whatever. I'm sure we all have a million stories. But Ken, why don't you kick us off? Since this was your idea.
All right. Well, everybody knows that, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know that I'm a pretty big G.I. Joe collector. And over the past year and a half, they brought back G.I. Joe in 6-inch size, which is like the same size as Marvel Legends 6-inch and the Star Wars Black Series 6-inch sizes. It's the first time they've ever done G.I. Joe 6-inch based off of the 3.75 All-American Hero line. They started back in 1982. So this is something like that me and friends of G.I. Joe have talked about for years. It's like, why don't they follow in that same footstep as they did with Marvel and Star Wars? And it finally happened, and it kind of caught the industry by storm. Everybody goes out looking for these new line of G.I. Joes called the G.I. Joe Classified line. Well, for the past year and a half, they've been sold out probably within a day or two after they're hitting the shelves. And this week, they dropped the newest vehicle with a figure set, which they've only done 2 of them so far, with this one included. The first one was Baroness with the bike. This time they did a Breaker, who was the communications officer with the bike. And it looks freaking awesome. It's an amazing looking piece. It's in the box. It's got the window box with the figure and the bike. And it looks pretty epic. And was on pre-order for the past 3 months. Sure enough, the pre-order sold out, just like every other Target pre-order, within 3 minutes at the most you get. A quick 180 seconds, and you're pretty much SOL if you miss it. Or I guess it would be SOOL, because I don't know where it's just like SOL came from. So I guess it's a soul rather than a soul. But it pretty much the odds were I'd probably have to get it off of eBay and spend instead of $41.99 retail, probably $89.99 or more. Well, I get the text from a friend that knows I'm a G.I. Joe hunter today, and he goes, Ken, they have 15 of them available at 75th Avenue in Virginia over at the Maryville Target. And I'm kind of going, okay, where's your proof? And he sends me the Pop Finder Target version of it, where it shows all the different targets and what their stock levels are. And sure enough, it says 15 of them there. I'm going, okay. It's 3:30. So I said, hey, Susan, do you mind if I run up to Target to see if this G.I. Joe's there? And she goes, yeah, sure. If it's yeah, it shows there's 15 of them. So I'm going to go test my luck on it. So sure enough, I get in the car, fight traffic, which is kind of really weird at 3:45 p.m. Traffic's pretty bad in Phoenix. That's all over the place.
Hour.
Yeah.
Rush hour starts at 3 here.
Really? That's crazy.
Definitely.
Yeah. Don't get in the car around 3 o'clock unless it's looking for G.I. Joes, obviously.
Oh, yes, definitely.
So fight traffic, you get there around 4:15 and walk in, go to the toy department. Sure enough, there's nothing there. I'm going, okay, great. And so I, saw the person that was over in the electronics section. They were more or less putting out toys. And I'm going, do I do the whole ask and see element of it? And so I go up to her and I go pretty much explain to her what's going on. Hey, I'm a G.I. Joe collector. A friend sent me a text saying that there's 15 of this G.I. Joe figure here. I was wondering if it maybe, you know anything about it. And so she walks over with me to the section. She more or less looks at the section. There's not even a shelf tag for it yet. And then I go, she goes, okay, is it is any of these? And I go, no, it's none of these. And she goes, well, do you have a picture of it or what it is? And I pulled up on my phone, it showed it to her. And she was okay, do you know what the TCIN number is? So she's obviously had, it sounds like collectors do this before, was my impression on it. And then I go, yeah, here it is right here. She looks it up and she says, yeah, it just arrived on the truck today. And she goes, let me go take a look and see what I can find. And I'm kind of going, I'm probably not going to get anything. This is just, wrong time, too early. I'm just going to wait here patiently. And I said, thanks, I appreciate it. And she goes and she comes back out with the box. And sure enough, I see her out of the corner of my eye looking out the aisle, just waiting there patiently, trying not to be the person breathing over their shoulder, trying to okay, is this it? Is this it? And she, pulls one out, brings it over, and she goes, is this what you're looking for? And I go, yes, it is. Thank you so much. And like I text my buddy back. He goes, "Yeah, you're right, dude. She pulled one out of the back stock room for me, and
Nice.
I appreciate the tip." And he was like, he texted me saying like, my manager loves GI Joe too, Jason. And I was kind of walking around a little bit, hoping that she was going to put the rest of the box out, and then I could grab another one for Jason, because I don't want to be that person. Go, oh, could I get another one for my friend? Because then, do you know what I mean? I'm sure they hear that all the time, and they know you're just getting two.
Even if it is for your friend.
Yeah, it's like I just learned not to ask for another one. Just be happy with what you get.
Yeah.
And so I waited around for like 5 or 10 minutes at the store, walked around a little bit, and hoping that she put the rest of it out. But she never put the rest of it out. But I was still pretty happy to get the one. And I mentioned to my buddy Jason, I said, Jason, hey, they are there. She pulled one out and gave one to me, but you might have to ask her. And he told me he went over there and she didn't pull another one out. And I'm kind of going, are you kidding? I'm going, wow. And so it kind of sucks. Like, they don't like, obviously, toy hunters coming or getting tips from other toy hunters or what. I don't know what the heck happened there.
Weird.
But maybe it was the wrong person. It was a different person. They wouldn't pull it out for them or what. But it's
bad customer
really,
service.
yeah, it's really, really kind of a weird how they treat toy collectors in today's market. Maybe because there was too many pushy toy collectors in the past or what, but it's kind of very a volatile toy market when it comes to toy hunting. And I think that's why it was an interesting point to do this as a podcast topic tonight.
Yeah, but like, you should, I mean, if they're only asking for one, then whatever, like, it is what it is. But that's just bad customer service, period. In my opinion, like, someone that's like involved with that, if you have that item and they're looking for it and it's in your back room, go get it. Like, that's your job. End of the story.
100%. And it shouldn't be any animosity toward toy collectors. And I don't think it is. I think it's the flippers. Flippers are so prevalent today for some reason. I don't know if COVID, expanded the amount.
Well, you saw Target stop stocking Pokemon and sports cards for
Briefly,
a while because of people going a little bit too rabid looking for some of this stuff.
Dude,
the flippers are just a bunch of scumbags.
Yep, 100%. And quite frankly, especially with Pokemon cards, like I've been doing the math because like I buy a lot of Pokemon cards and sometimes I do pay flipper prices. Sometimes, like if I absolutely have to, which sucks because I collect and play. Where was I going with that?
Just about the flipper side of it versus,
I was doing the math.
Yeah.
And I really don't understand with all the time to hunt down this much merchandise at retail. Like, you're not getting a great return on investment. Like, it seems like a lot of work to make, like days of work for $100. I mean, like, what, are you satisfied making, 50 cents an hour or something? When does the juice stop being worth the squeeze?
Like in the gas prices it takes to go all around the valley to find this stuff too, as well. It's got to be pretty intense.
It's time, it's gas. Then you have to go through the packs, and I mean, statistically, you're going to spend X amount before you find like a $250 card. But I mean, you could easily spend $500 before you find a $250 card.
Yeah. And some people just do it for the thrill of the hunt. I mean, it's like that they really get enjoyment, or it's something that does pay the bills for some of the fans out there that are just looking to either get stuff to trade with other collectors.
That's completely different.
Or yeah, dude. I said too, it's like there is a lot of people that are trying to make a living off of buying and selling of toys and collectibles with no brick and mortar store around, just to do it straight off.
They get a wholesaler license. I'm sorry, buying it retail and flipping it. It happens with Pops. It happens with Pokemon cards. Give me a break.
Do you think that eBay should kind of do a more or less a cap on what something sells for online?
No.
Do you mean a weird way?
This is the free market. So that's not what the problem is.
Because that fuels into it too. People see like that. Oh, I get this for $12 and I get 40 for it.
You're absolutely right.
That's what's fueling this market.
The problem is the retail stores allowing like bots to just destroy the market.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They need to stop doing online pre-orders. Just no more
Mm-hmm.
online pre-orders. Just do in-person pre-orders, period. Like, you have to come into the store, like give me your card, and then okay, it's on file. That's it. You get your one and
then do the online pre-orders.
Yes. That's what I've been hearing. Like the bots have been like making stupid money for people like that. Someone told me last week there was some 16-year-old kid that made like $1 million just off of bot purchases over the past year.
Yeah.
And just like buying and free selling PlayStation 5s, video games, toys, just whatever he can get his hold on.
Yeah.
And just he's a mid shipper, or drop shipper. He just has the stuff sent to him and then he sends it out to whoever wants to buy it. And it's just
that's the problem.
Pretty crazy.
The bots and then the flippers, them getting away with it, and like the lack of limitations and the way that these companies can't figure out a way just to get into the hands of the collectors first and not worrying about the flippers. There's a way to do it.
Don't care.
Huh? Sure.
Why would the companies care? They're still making their money. At the end of the day, they got their sales and they don't care. That's the problem. Because there's no incentive for Target or Walmart. Like, what's the incentive for them to fix it? There is none. Why were they going to invest money when they're making the sales? It's not hurting them.
Well, until the collectors just get fed up and stop collecting something, then they'll have to start caring.
Which is not going to happen.
Well, I haven't been buying as many pops.
That's true.
Kind of.
I haven't bought a pop in a while.
That's what I mean. Like most of the pops that I've been getting now, like I pre-ordered months ago. I've got like a ton of pops coming over the next couple of months, but I bought them all months and months and months ago. I haven't been wanting to buy another pop,
once the collector starts getting frustrated, stops looking for it, then you're going to stop getting people buying multiples of the same thing because they're going to get stuck with it too as well because they're not going to have that buyer market anymore.
I'm stuck with 5 Iden Versio pops because I wanted one chase, and now I'm going to have to pay flipper prices anyway because GameStop's stupid 5 limit. It's like now, what was that to combat flippers? Because now you screwed a collector because you couldn't guarantee me a chase here, Anyway, now I'm just complaining. Oh yeah, there's
shut up, Lloyd.
There's one of my stories. I had a similar Target experience real quick. Not as long, not as quick, not as fun, but when I was big into pops, there was they were doing all like Target Con stuff and they had Target exclusive Star Wars and whatever. Anyway, they were dropping the Target exclusive glow in the dark Darth Vader, where he's like getting electrocuted and you could like see through his helmet and you can see his skull, from Return of the Jedi. And they were supposed to come out, and I go to Target like every freaking day, like no exaggeration, like it's a joke amongst people who know me because it's true.
If you guys can't see Lance's eyes right now, his eyes tell it all.
I think literally, like, I go to Target like a good amount. I think 25% of the time I go to Target, Blade's there. I'm like, oh, hey, Blade.
I want to see you go to Target, Blade, with a red shirt and khaki pants, and you'll be able to get whatever you want.
And start helping people. You don't
work there. Yes, dude, because they see you enough. Just make your own tag. You don't have to get paid. You're getting paid in the toys you find.
That's really funny.
Right?
I'd be afraid to get kicked out because I shop there so much. But because I shop there so much, people recognized me and my wife, and so I, just like you, I asked like, hey, no, actually I didn't ask. We were looking, and she saw us and we're like, are you looking for the new Star Wars pops? And I'm like, yeah, like I have a box over here, but I'm afraid to stock it because I don't want all the flippers to get it. But I know you guys are just collectors. Like, do you want one? I was like yes. So she opened up, got a case fresh, Darth Vader, and that one started going for a little bit of money at the time. I don't remember if we got any of the other ones, if that was like the same release date, but we got one of those and was really excited. So yeah, I had a cool Target employee in that particular circumstance. So.
Yeah, I figure every time I'm like nice with a Target employee and just ask politely and don't expect anything, you get the best results from them.
Yeah.
And I mean, as I said too, is like that same thing that happened to me one time. I was looking for G.I. Joe Classified earlier last year, and it showed that they had it inside that app that these collectors track, and somehow found out how to get the plug-in of all the different stores' inventory, which I think is amazing in itself that someone dug in deep enough, either as an employee of Target themselves or, talked to somehow to get this information to them. Probably maybe inside the Target marketing department, they go, hey, this is going to get people shopping with us more, so let's share that information. Who knows? But anyway, like earlier last year, I had the same type of instance where I was looking for the Beachhead and the Cobra Viper, which were Target exclusives as well. And everything I looked at on the list that showed, okay, cool, that Target over at 99th and Lower Buckeye had some. I'm going, cool, fine, let me go take a look and see if I can find it. And sure enough, nothing there. You know what I mean? And so I go, okay, well, shoot, dude, I guess I'm out of luck again. So I just kind of go shopping over in the food section. And an employee from over in that section comes over and asks me, hey, you find everything okay? And I go, you know what? Actually, I didn't find everything okay today. And he goes, what are you looking for? And I go, this is going to sound kind of geeky, but I'm a G.I. Joe collector. And there's these Target exclusive G.I. Joes that are out. And I was looking for the Cobra Viper and the Beachhead. And, I didn't find them. It shows it was here, but, I probably just missed them. He goes, you want me to go check in the back for you? I go, if you could, that'd be awesome. Do you know what I mean? And sure enough, he goes back there and he comes out. He goes, is this what you're looking for? And I'm kind of going, wow, dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate it so much and was super thankful there too as well. But, it's you really got to find the right people or else they just won't go look. Cause I've had the same thing too. It's like that. Hey, I'm looking for this G.I. Joe. And they're going, yeah, it's not out yet. It's in the back stock room. It's still in the truck or blah, blah, blah. But sometimes you'll just get the right people at the right time and they're super cool. And other times it's like they're burnt out on the collectors knowing that the stuff's supposed to be there, but not out. And so it's kind of interesting. What different things you get with it.
I have a story at Target. It's a quick one, but I need Blade to help me with it. So I know we went to Target once for a release. We knew it was coming out that day. I think it's the same day you got the Dragon Zord. But I was there for a specific pop.
Dragon. Oh, the Dragon Zord pop.
Yeah, the big one.
Yes.
Remember?
Okay.
You bought it.
That was.
But I think there might have been a Dragon Ball Z one there that day.
Okay. It's coming back to me. It's coming. Yeah, it wasn't the Dragon Zord. It was the combined. It was the Ultra Mega Zord, whatever, because it was the Dragon Zord with the regular Zord with Titan, whatever. Anyway,
right. But which one what was the other one that we were there?
Yeah,
like I was there for?
So that was like one of our last big like Funko Pop hunting days. Like that was the height of our collecting. I think so far. Yeah. So you got me that, right? Because like we went to some different stores. You bought that for me because you found it. Yes. And then you were.
I did?
Yeah. And you were like hesitant to give it to me. You're like, this is really cool, but I don't collect these. But like, I'm almost wondering if I should go back and get the other one. It was a direct. Hold on. Let me open this closet door here. Okay.
What was the thing that I went there for?
Because that was those were all shared exclusives.
Is it a Dragon Ball Z one or a Marvel one?
Man,
I don't remember. I don't know. I'm ruining the story. Anyway, I'm online and there's like, I'm like, I think 8th or 6th online. And there's a couple of Dragon Zords or Ultimate Mega Dragon, whatever it is. Okay. And then there's a couple of dumb pops that I don't care about. And I know a lot of people want it. And then there was like only a handful of the ones that like, I was like, oh, I need that. And I was doing the math. I was like, well, I need like 1 or 2 people not to buy it and I'm good. And then like, I think the first 2 people didn't even buy it. I was like, oh, I'm good. But everyone after that bought it. And I'm sitting online. I'm next online. I'm like, there's only one left. And the guy behind me is like, oh, I can't wait to buy that one pop. I'm like just sitting there thinking, man, that sucks to suck because I'm buying that pop and he has no idea. And I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, I'm just thinking in my head, this is like this poor guy, like he's like so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna buy it, and he's not gonna get it. But that was just like kind of like a funny story. Like it was kind of cool to get it. At the same time, I was like, ah, poor guy. Like he was talking to his girlfriend, and he was like, oh, I can't wait. I'm like,
was it an Iron Man?
It might have been an Iron Man. It might have been.
It could have been a Dragon Ball Z.
It could have been Dragon Ball Z or an Iron Man.
Well, I feel like
there was only
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I think it was an Iron Man or something. But I have so many, so I have no idea. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
But it was just funny. They was like, hey, that sucks. I hear him talking about it. I'm like, I'm buying it.
I do remember that we went to several stores that day, and I don't know. I don't even know how you ended up at like one Target, and then I guess
I
you
was just
started at
happened
your
to
house, and
I happened to go to a Target. Like it wasn't like I was there for it. Like I was at Target.
huh?
Do you know what I mean? Like I was
Yeah.
just there, and I was like, oh, I guess I should do this.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get online and do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, there was my Target story. I don't think I have any other Target stories.
That reminded me of a quick thing. Like you ever like question a purchase, like, I don't really collect this, like I'm not sure I should buy it, right? For the longest time I wouldn't collect Lord of the Rings pops, and I didn't buy the whole first set, right? But now I have a ton of them. Barnes and Noble had an exclusive 2-pack of Aragorn and Arwen. I forget, I don't know if it was like a San Diego Comic Con show exclusive, but anyway, I was at Barnes and Noble, and I don't know what I was getting, but they had the Aragorn and Arwen, and they had a few of them, and I was like, do I want this? I'm like, I don't collect Lord of the Rings pops, like, but these are really cool. Long story short, I'm glad I bought it because now it's like a $200 pop.
Wow.
So that's like one of my top most valuable pops I have, actually. So I'm really glad that I decided to move that line there, because I wasn't collecting Lord of the Rings pops. But now I have a ton of Lord of the Rings pops from that point on.
I kind of did that with like my Iron Man collection. For the longest time, I had like Iron Man, like, in the beginning I had like number 80 to 500 or whatever it was, right? And then obviously it grew and grew and grew. But then like I went back. I'm like, oh, I gotta get 1 through 50 or whatever I was missing, right? And I went and got it. And then it was like, do I go to the Tales of Suspense, right? And I was like, well, so I started buying a couple of them. So I was like, well, I gotta get some of them, right? And some of them are cool first appearances. And then Blade was there for the story. And then I was like on eBay, and I was looking literally every day, Tales of Suspense 39, Tales of Suspense 39, every day for months, just hoping to like just get like the perfect deal to just buy it. Because I'm not buying a 9.8 or, obviously I'm just buying like a decent one that whatever. And all of a sudden one pops up, and me and Blade are on a train to New York City, to do whatever we're doing. We're probably going to go to Midtown Comics or just going to New York City,
yes,
but
I
whatever.
think that's what we were doing. Going to the comic book store.
And I'm sitting there on the train. I'm like, Blade, somebody just listed it. What should I do? Should I buy it? And Blade and my dad were like, just do it. Just pull the trigger. I'm like, I gotta pull the trigger. And I bought it right there in the train. Spent the best $800 I've ever spent my entire life. Like, it was like a solid 3.0 too. It wasn't like a complete rag. Like, it wasn't great, but like a good like 3, I'd say. And oh my gosh, like no regrets. I'm so happy I made that purchase, and it's like, it's so cool.
Absolutely, dude. Tales of Suspense 39 and a 3.0 is still about what? Not again, $8,000 to $10,000 comic now, right?
I think it's probably like 4. I think it would be like 3 or 4.
Because everything just exploded in price recently. It's insane.
Regardless, it'd be hard to find a triple digit Tales of Suspense 39 in any condition, I would bet.
Yeah, I would say like you at least got 500% over what you paid for it already.
Yeah, and it's such an awesome piece of just like history.
Absolutely.
It's so cool.
That is awesome. I have never owned a Tales of Suspense 39. That was one of those ones that's always been out of my price range of going like, man, dude, should I do this or not?
It's funny.
Going up.
Right before I bought that, on Thanksgiving, I bought 2 Tales of Suspense comics on Thanksgiving that previous year, and it was Tales of Suspense. Is it? I don't remember. Is it 54 and
54 Black Widow?
First appearance of Black Widow, and the first appearance of Hawkeye is 57.
Yes.
Yeah.
57.
Yeah. And I bought both of those, and it was like $120, I think, for each of them, or something like that. Like something like pretty good price for like a solid, like they're solid copies. So they're like good, like 5.0 or whatever. And again, like no regrets on that purchase. Like I was trying to get those out. Like I got those big ones out of the way. Like if I'm gonna do it, I gotta go for those big ones, and then worry about the ones in between. Like the ones in between are gonna be nothing. The first appearance of Black Widow, Mandarin, Hawkeye is gonna be where like the money was gonna be at the time, you know. But I got those out of the way, and then it's just kind of been like smooth sailing. It was smooth sailing after that, you know.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Gosh. Something else you guys kind of reminded me. You guys remember Toys R Us? Toys R Us used to be.
Toys R Us is the best.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, it's back. You know where it's back now? Did you hear?
Macy's, right?
Yeah, Macy's has got Toys R Us location or departments inside of their stores this Christmas.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm. You can't wait to go in, dude. Like, just like it's a Christmas story or something.
It's crazy. You know how much time? It's funny. You know how much time me and Blade spent at Macy's on Christmas time?
None, right?
Oh no, we went like all the time.
Because isn't the Macy's Christmas parade or Thanksgiving parade? Isn't that like a big deal inside New York City, right?
Yeah, but
we would always go for like we would just go to Macy's because like we always bought stuff for like family there. Like it would always be like I always bought like grandma, like my dad and grandpa, like mugs or ties. Or like just like things like that. We'd always just go to, for a reason, we just always went to Macy's, and that's where we bought the stuff. Or Snoopy stuff, ornaments, you know.
So
yeah, Macy's is legendary. I wasn't sure where you guys were going. If you guys like, you never went into Macy's because whatever reason, like that was a Disney boycott of it or something. I wasn't sure. So I'm sorry for saying none there, but
and now
because I love Macy's too, because I used to work for Macy's for about 2.5 years.
Really,
it was the one over in Fashion Square, which we were always kind of like the mid-level store in there, which is weird for a Macy's because there was also the Nordstroms and the Neiman Marcus, and those were the high-end places inside of Scottsdale Fashion Square. So we had the more, how I'd say, reasonable shopping customers that would come in and weren't too uptight with their actions by shopping with us. And so it was some good times working at Macy's.
That's not surprising at all. We were just at Scottsdale Fashion Center like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, I would never shop in any of these stores. I don't even know what I'm doing here. And so we got to the top floor. That's where like Champs and Lids and like where all of us, peasants shop. Was all on the top floor. All the regular stores, Claire's. I don't even know. I'm just like making up stores now. Everything downstairs was Gucci and Versace. And
places with 5 syllables and no vowels, like
Tiffany's, stuff you can't pronounce. Yeah, I don't know why we were there. But yeah, Toys R Us. Right before they went out of business, they had a really cool deal with who had the Power Rangers license before Hasbro bought it.
Was it Playmates or shoot, dude, who did do Power Rangers before Hasbro? I should know this.
I have a bunch of the stuff over here, but I don't want to grab it.
Wasn't it Bandai?
Was it? Yeah,
Didn't Bandai have it?
Yeah. But they released all these. Was it called the Lightning Connect collection at the time? I don't remember. Anyway, like these adult replicas. So like they had the helmets and like the Dragon Dagger and Zords of the original Power Rangers, and the Green Ranger helmet and his Dragon Dagger. Like they were going for hundreds and hundreds of dollars because of these flippers. And like, I really wanted. I missed out on the dagger until my wife got me one for Christmas. But I was trying to find the helmet, and like they're supposed to be out. I kept checking and checking and checking, and I was just getting frustrated. And I looked up, and there's like the display, and sometimes they keep just overstock boxes up top, So I was looking at the boxes, and I only saw like numbers and stuff. So I start like looking up the numbers on the boxes, and I realized they had a case of Green Ranger helmets. So I got in a play. I was like, hey, can you open up this box for me? Because that's supposed to be Green Ranger helmets, and I want one. So I made them go get a ladder and open it up, and sure enough, it was the Green Ranger helmets. And I
was there with them during this too.
Yeah.
And I think they had a Red Ranger helmet there.
Yeah.
And growing up, I loved the Red Ranger, and I didn't do it because I'm not opening that can of worms. I didn't open the can of worms, Lord of the Rings or the Star Wars pops, and I'm not doing it with the Power Rangers. I draw my line. I drew my line.
Well, I have a
man.
whole Power Rangers collection now because of this. But I was so excited to be able to get one of those helmets for retail. Great investment.
It's funny how you talk about the top shelf, like the forbidden place to try to go to get the toys off the shelf if they're not stocked.
If I could reach it, I would have opened it up myself because I think I did try to get it, but I really couldn't.
I've like a childhood friend that is still a toy collector himself, and we had so many toy hunt adventures before I opened the store together.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, we would constantly go into Toys R Us, and if something was up there, we'd go try find an aisle that had like a stick-sized item. Constantly,
that's
like
awesome.
watch. Okay, you take watch.
Get the wiffle ball back.
Yes, dude, and we sit there and try to position ourselves to make sure one of us catches it if it falls off the shelf, and it was just stupid stuff. But we would we would do that quite often. I'll admit that's a guilty pleasure of ours. Is never being there late at night before Toys R Us is closed, and they're trying to clean up and get everything straightened up, and we're trying to find, getting off of work, trying to find that last minute thing before we go home for the day. It was pretty hilarious. Some of the things that. We'd try to get off that top shelf, whether it's like Star Wars unopened cases or Transformers or just anything that we were looking for. Not as much Hot Wheels, but Marvel Legends or starting lineups was another big one of just trying to get that case because we knew it was fresh, and we'd even stock the toy aisle for them if we got it down. That way they wouldn't give us a hard time about it. And it's pretty hilarious. Some of the different nighttime escapades of trying to find toys at either Walmart or Toys R Us, especially Walmart because they're there like at midnight, 24-hour Walmarts before they started closing around 11 o'clock or midnight now. But yeah, dude, we would help them stock their toy aisles just to try to find the toys we were looking for.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
It's pretty funny stuff, but some good memories in there.
What?
Go ahead. I'll let you guys tell another story before I tell the one I thought was pretty hilarious of a Star Wars hunt one time.
Off the top of my head, I mean, I've been lucky a few times, like just catching, they're stocking, and it's like a good Marvel Legends wave, and I can, maybe grab the Deadpool, at the time, or I caught a restock of a Black Series Boba Fett once, which was cool. I mean, Boba Fett's hard. Everyone grabs the Boba Fett. I got a return of the Infinity Gauntlet, the Marvel Legends Infinity Gauntlet. When those first came out, they were hot. They were gone. People were flipping them for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Somebody returned one to Walmart, and it was taped back. And they didn't put all the packaging, and they left batteries in it, and it was like wobbly in there, and I could hear it going off just by shaking the box a little. But I was like, no, and it was discounted, so it was below retail because it was open box. So I took it to customer service. Like, I just want to open it and make sure it's okay. But I hear it working, but I just want to check it out before I spend $70 on this or whatever it was. And it was fine. So I was able to grab an Infinity Gauntlet early before because they produced enough later on, but I was lucky enough to early adopt that.
Nice.
Just showing the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. And
there it is.
That says 2 Infinity Gauntlets.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Trying to think. I guess I have a couple packs opening stories.
Yeah.
So I think it was back in the day in second grade, right?
I don't know which one.
Yeah, it was second grade.
I don't know how you remember which grade you were in relative to opening a particular pack of something.
Because it was a school that we only went to for a year.
Okay.
Anyway, so I remember getting in the car, coming home from school, and our dad gives us both a pack of Pokemon cards because he went to the store and bought us Pokemon cards. And I had a pack, and I remember looking at the pack, and I was like, and it had Charizard on the pack. And this is the like first set of Pokemon cards. It's the original set of Pokemon cards. And I was just, always like I always do because I was a collector when I was a little kid, and me and Blade both were. We always opened like we weren't like reckless when we were like, oh, these. What if there's something like good in the packs? You know what I mean? What if there's a holographic? Like we've had our cards in like plastic sleeves as little kids. So it's just open up the pack and then going through it and boom, holographic Charizard. Like I was so happy and like so scared to like drop and ruin the card, but like I will never like forget like sitting in the back of the car looking at the pack and open, like I'll never forget that moment. It was so crazy.
I remember that part of it. I can't believe you remember the details beyond that. I just remember opening the packs and you pulling that. I don't remember those other details. Like, oh, it was second grade and it was 74 degrees and sunny in New York, high chance of rain.
Pigeons were flying by.
Well, I wasn't a fan of the school, and I was just like, I was so happy that I was like, oh, I got Pokemon cards out after school. I hate that school, and then I was like, oh, awesome.
Wow.
It makes the day.
I don't know, it just like made my day, and then it like even made my day. You know what I mean? Like it was like, I mean, I remember it clearly. I remember it's clear as day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pigeons look nicer. The sun was shining brighter. The dogs were barking nicer. Right.
And as long as
a little bit cooler.
As long as I've collected Pokemon cards, I still don't have that card. I still don't have a holographic Charizard. That's the only card I'm missing from the base set. I don't know why I don't just buy one.
Just buy one.
I need to just buy one. Huh?
Just pull the trigger.
There's one in the family, Blade.
Do you still have it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if because I know you're talking about getting it graded. I do need to buy one. You can still pick one up for, pretty decent, but I need to complete that part of my collection. It's been
100%.
Yeah.
I can do another card pulling one unless Ken wants to go.
Go ahead, dude.
All right. Should I do another Pokemon or my baseball one? I don't know.
Do the baseball one because the baseball one's crazy.
All right, so it was like, I don't know, sophomore, junior year of high school. I just got out of baseball practice, and it's funny. It's like the story is going to start sounding exactly the same as the first one. My dad picks me up from school for after baseball practice, hands me a pack of baseball cards that he got from Walgreens. Okay, I think we see.
Did you like the school?
Huh?
Did you like this school?
Yeah, I like this school.
Cool.
I ended up not going there though next year because I moved again. So unfortunately, but thanks for asking. It was cold out. It was like kind of winter time. It was kind of like getting ready for the season. Just so you know, in case you guys want to know, it was probably like a little snowy on the ground. I remember it was cold. Anyway, in the front seat, I was a little more grown up this time. I was in the front seat, not the back. Okay, I was in a Tahoe, had heated seats on. Just so you know. Okay, here we go. Sophomore, junior, I'm not sure. It was either the end of the No, it had to be the beginning of the junior because it was cold out. Yeah, it could have been the end of the sophomore. It doesn't make sense. So, and at the beginning of junior year, wait, now I'm confused.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Or whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah. Anyway. I get this one pack of cards. It's not like there's like 100 packs of cards, right? One pack of cards from Walgreens. Get the card, look at it. It was the 2009 set, so it definitely was junior year. Because it had on the front of it, it said 2009 Upper Deck. And on the front of it says has exclusive 20th anniversary Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards inside. I was like, wow, that's cool because Griffey's rookie cards in 99 Upper Deck. And it's like one of the iconic kind of like cards, like in baseball. But I guess they bought back 89 of them and then they had Griffey sign them, and then they placed it back in the packs and then shipped them out as like a remembrance. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like I was reading off what it said on the package to my dad. I was like, wow, Upper Deck, there's some in the pack. That's so cool. I opened it up, and then I looked down, and it's sitting there right in the pack. I was like, oh my God, I said, I just got one. And he was like, no way. And I pulled it up, and it was just sitting right there, autographed by Griffey. It was numbered and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way. I was freaking out. And you know what's crazy? I've never seen this before. I don't know if they do this with like some of the rare cards, but the card was in a plastic, like not like a hard plastic, but like if you were playing like a deck of Pokemon cards,
soft,
you know what,
like a soft sleeve,
like a soft sleeve, yeah, like a sleeve.
Wow.
But I was like, wow, that they like sleeved the cards before they put it in. I thought that was kind of crazy because even like with the weighing, because you could weigh the packs and find that. I thought that was crazy. But man, like that poll was insane. Like,
was it in the middle of the pack or the top of the pack or the bottom of the pack?
I think it was in the bottom of the pack.
That's
but
cool.
I just remember when I opened the pack, I saw the sleeve, so I just like was like, "What is that?" And I grabbed it, and I was like, "Oh no way!" Like, and I already have I have the Griffey card anyway, but now I have the buyback. There's only 89 of these in the world, Griffey cards, rookie cards. You know,
it's awesome.
It was so awesome.
That is super awesome. That reminds me of a Ken Griffey Jr. Upper Deck rookie card story. I remember from my freshman year of high school was spring break, and we went to Anaheim.
What is with you guys? Like my freshman year, it was spring break, and I was getting Griffey cards.
Yeah. Well, my dad took me and a friend to Anaheim for spring break that year, and we did a tour of Anaheim Stadium, and across the street was a baseball card shop, and went over to the baseball card shop, a little tiny hole in the wall card shop, because I guess rent in Anaheim's pretty damn expensive. But in the card shop, you know, it's like I was talking about, like, hey, my name's Ken, and I like Ken Griffey Jr. Because how ironic is that? Punny, right? He goes, oh, you like Ken Griffey Jr.? Check this out. And he had a stack of 100 Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards for $100. And I'm kind of going, Dad, that deal is awesome. This card's worth at least $20 per card. And I don't know how he had 100 of them stacked up, but he goes, you got to buy all 100. You can't just buy one. It's the 100 for $100. And I'm kind of going like, first of all, I didn't think as a kid to think whether or not they're a counterfeit or not. I just know like that's a stupid deal we cannot pass up, Dad. And my dad's over there, nah, dude, we're not spending $100 on 100 of the exact same baseball card. And you know, I go, you don't understand it. This is Ken Griffey Jr. This guy's going to be like one of the best baseball players of this era, because it was still Griffey's either first or second season, even back then, but he was still that big of a deal player.
Oh yeah.
And I couldn't convince my dad to buy the stack of 100 cards. And I said, all right, Dad, you're going to regret this. I'm going to be telling you about this for like the next 20, 30 years about how we passed up buying 100 pack of Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards because you didn't think it was a good idea. But yeah, dude, that was that one Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card moment that got away that I'll kind of never forget, of the opportunity to like strike something like that's that golden all at one time. But you know, just not meant to be, I guess you could say.
Man.
Or did you luck out because he was trying to pawn off some fakes on you?
Maybe that's the thing too. Is because you ever see that Netflix show that was called Jack of All Trades? Did you see that at all?
I've never heard of it.
It's a pseudo documentary / what happened to my father baseball card story. And I guess about this guy that his father owned a baseball card shop in Canada, and he just suddenly disappeared and went AWOL from the family. And he didn't quite understand like what happened to his father all those years, but it starts off the story like where he's moving on with his life, and his mom wants him to take his baseball card collection with him. And most of the baseball cards were what was left over from the stock from his dad's store before he bolted. And they tried taking it to a few baseball card shows, and nobody would buy the stuff because it was overprinted, and just like he didn't quite understand like why are baseball cards not worth anything from this era? Well, one of the things he did is he went to Upper Deck, and he found out that Upper Deck was printing more sheets of the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card because of the popularity of how badly people wanted that, and they kept on making more packs as often as they could to make sure that people kept on buying their Upper Deck cards, because Upper Deck was the first year they were a company as a sports card company was Ken Griffey Jr.'s rookie year. And so I'm kind of like was wondering, is that how that guy got so many, do you know what I mean, copies of that card that maybe Upper Deck offered the card shops an opportunity to buy, how many ever uncut sheets you wanted from Upper Deck just to try to promote their company or what. But it's very fascinating, dude. If you get a chance, Lance, I think you'd enjoy it being a sports card fan. But it's called Jack of All Trades. And the majority of it's about this guy looking for his father, but it's also a dig into like, well, gosh, dude, like these sports cards were so expensive when I was a kid. Why aren't they worth that much now? And it just goes into some of the different things as the why the 90s sports card market may have collapsed for a while.
Interesting.
But one of the things they talked about was Ken Griffey Jr. rookie cards, which is a very interesting aspect of things.
For the record, I sold my Griffey card and bought myself a batting cage. It's just
yeah. So, dude, it's definitely well worth. I said too, like whatever you get for them, the value is what the value is at that time.
Yeah, it was like $1,000 card or something.
Yeah, it's because you have one of the ones that's part of history ones there. Do you mean the one of the 89 of that one that was put out as an Upper Deck 10th anniversary? Because this is just the story that was about Upper Deck's early stages of. Some of the things they did to compete in the sports card market back in the day.
And the 89 of them, there was like 70 that were signed with a black marker and 19 that were signed with a blue marker.
Wow.
I had the black marker one, but still, it was kind of cool that they also did two different markers. So you could even had one that was only out of 19, not just. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, because was that because of Mariners blue that they did like the?
Must have been.
Yeah. That's kind of cool. And then the White Sox, he played for the White Sox.
Or the marker ran out and they just decided to go with a different color.
They didn't like the consistency. That's what they had because for the Lord of the Rings movies, there were autograph inserts, and most of them are blue Sharpies, I think, but occasionally you'll find like a rare black one. And I don't know if they were like running out of ink and they had some black on hand, because like I've seen like Ian McKellen's signature in a black variant on these movie memorabilia cards or whatever you want to call them. I have a Christopher Lee one and a couple other ones. I don't have any black ones, but they're all supposed to be in blue. But the black ones are rarer. So you said you had a good story, Ken?
Yeah, it's one of those like midnight Walmart dive stories that me and my buddy Jack went on back around I want to say 2005, 2006, which is ironic that we're remembering just the weird years these things happen. Remember the Star Wars? They started doing the original trilogy collection again with the coins.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like they had like the gold coin chases that were in some of them too as well.
I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't for the record, I've been putting off collecting Star Wars forever.
Okay.
And I unleashed that over the last few years. Anyway, go on.
Well, there was a period of time where they were including the collector coins again. And this was in like the mid, the mid part of the decade in the early 2000s. I think it's like 2005, 2006, 2007 at the latest. And dude, like me and my buddy Jack, we were all over how cool that some of them had gold chase coins, but the majority of them had the silver coins. And we were at Walmart, just doing a hunt, see what we could find. And over in the bike section was a huge pallet that was, and more or less an aisle capper, where they just take off the cardboard and it's a 4-way of the product. But we read the box and it said Star Wars on it. And we're like, action figure collection. And we're going, oh crap, dude, we got to dig in to see how we get into this. And so he watched. I climbed up to the top of the box, used my key to open the box, and just kind of, more or less reach in to try to see what was in there. And we pulled out, and it was that coin collection stuff. And we're going, okay, we got to open this box. And so we more or less just opened the box and try to pick out whatever we needed. And just kind of.
Did you get a gold coin chase?
We did get some of the gold coin chases that way, which was.
You just gotta be assertive.
The Dark Trooper, the Space Trooper was in there. It was some pretty cool stuff in there from that. What we thought was going to be the most rare Star Wars collection of stuff, because the collector coins from the original movies, do you know what I mean? Like they did the Star Wars, The Empire, Return of the Jedi, and they did Power of the Force collection.
Yeah.
And the Power of the Force collection back in the day was
where
the coins came in originally, and then when they did the reboot in the 90s, it was Power of the Force 2. That's why, do you know what I mean? They the orange cards and the green cards and that the next generation of Star Wars figures, they kept kind of more or less the naming of the saga figures continuing off of what they left off back in I want to say like 85 or 86.
Yep.
But we thought that was just the coolest thing. They brought back the collector coins, and it was pretty hilarious, kind of like diving into, trying to make sure that if we're gonna get kicked out of Walmart, it's gonna be tonight, Jack. And it's just, but it was like one of those things that you're just trying so hard to find. It's like almost like, as I said, to an Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade type of thing to try to find those toys that you want in your collection.
It's a rush, I actually that kind of reminds me. I think part of hunting down that. Maybe it was a different pop, but like I remember like seeing like a Funko box and like my wife would go find a play, but like I didn't want to wait, so I just started opening it just because I wasn't gonna let this opportunity pass me by because there's all the flippers and whatever. So like just go for it. It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, right?
Absolutely.
That's a good philosophy within reason. Don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, I think people have been banned for Walmart from worse.
Oh yeah, especially Walmart.
Then try to buy stuff from them that they haven't put out yet.
Yeah, no kidding. Kind of unrelated, but one time when Pokemon Black and White came out, the video games, gosh, what was that? Almost 10 years ago now. It was supposed to come out on whatever day, and I was in Walmart, and they put them out early. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get the new Pokemon games before they're even out. So I got an employee who's like, I want, a copy of Pokemon Black. And they started to ring me up. But of course, it's date locked. So they were like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I can't sell this to you. And me being a little younger, a little more spunky, and a little less well-versed in the world of the real world, I flipped out. I gave this lady the hardest time. It was unfair of me. I know now, like she actually couldn't sell it to me, but I did everything I could to try to get that copy of that game early. Like, no, you have to sell this to me. Like I was a bad person that day. Like I'll admit that. But I tried to get that copy early. I'm not going to repeat any of it here. But I repent. I know what I did wrong. I understand now. That's my bad. But yeah, that made me think of it. You guys are all silently judging me here.
So bad.
No, for sure.
Bad.
It's like that. I said too, like that. My buddy's a more diehard toy hunter than I am on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen him do stuff like that too. Is like that where it's like that. Well, why is it on the floor if it's not for sale? Wow. And so on and so forth. But one of the things I'll try not to say names, but yeah, it's like one of my friends he'll buy stuff and then hold on to it and then decides he doesn't want it anymore and then just goes and returns it. And I'm kind of going, dude, you can't do that. Like once you buy it, it's yours. And he goes, yeah, it's like that. I don't want it anymore. So he saves like every single receipt of every single toy purchase he makes. And then he'll go and on any certain day, it's like, okay, cool. You know what? I need some extra money. And he'll return the toys he doesn't want anymore in his collection. I go, isn't there like a statute of like return policy? And he goes, no, it's like Walmart doesn't care. They'll just take it back as long as you have the receipt. I'm kind of going, all right, dude. It's like, he goes, why don't you do some of the toys you don't need anymore? And I'm going, I just don't like doing returns. I feel like if I didn't want to buy it, I shouldn't have bought it. But It's kind of funny. It is like I understand it's a legitimate way of doing things, but I just like it blows me away. I go, how long ago did you get that? I got it 3 years ago. I'm going 3 years ago.
Whoa.
How are you doing it from 3 years ago? And he goes, they don't care.
Well,
I'm going,
at that
"Okay."
point, wouldn't it be worth comparing it to eBay?
Yeah. Well, it's stuff that I think sometimes he hoped it would go up more than it actually did.
It's
And
just
if he
not.
didn't see it go up, it's like that. It's not worth me holding on to anymore. I'm just gonna go return it. I'm going, okay,
Fair
go
enough.
for it, man. Yeah, it's a different way of collecting, but it's kind of strange. But it
You're
is
like
what it
your
is.
own pawn
I
shop.
don't want to judge. So don't feel bad. Don't ever think we're judging you, Blade, because I've seen like much worse.
No, I knew it was wrong because like relatively recently, they did the for the Return of the Jedi anniversary, I think it was. They did or no, it was Empire Strikes Back. It doesn't matter. They did the Target exclusive R2D2 pop, and they put it out early. And I didn't know it was early. I just saw them, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." Like I know people are hunting for these, so like I'll buy one. So then I tried to check out, and it wouldn't ring up in self checkout. I was like, "Hey, this isn't working." And then they checked, like, "Oh, this is street data." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Like I thought these were out already because I saw people buying it. So I guess other idiots might have just like overridden it or whatever. But I didn't fight them. I was like, "Okay, whatever." And they're like, "I can hold it for you for the street data," and I was like, "Sure." I gave my name back. I never came back for it because like I couldn't be bothered at that point. I don't really collect R2D2. I just like Return of the Jedi. But I learned my lesson. I was nice.
Yes.
I was understanding.
I'm glad you learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson. I have repented.
I kind of wish I had my friend on the show with me this time because he's got some. I don't want to tell like too many stories about things like that. He tries teaching tricks of the trade of how to find toys. But one of the things he'll send me videos of, check this out. You got to do this. It's like lifting up the bottom of the shelving unit to see if anybody hid toys underneath there. It's just he's super extreme about some of the things that he tries doing to find toys. It just kind of cracks me up.
We should make a YouTube video special.
He's constantly on like, yeah, dude, I'm sure he will, dude, because he's constantly watching these YouTube toy hunters and look what I found type of thing and like little tricks of the trade. And he just cracks me up, dude. He's pretty funny when it comes to
I
this kind of
always
stuff.
like check underneath things and like, or even in other aisles, I'm like, oh, this would be a perfect place to like stash stuff. Just in case if there's something I'm looking for, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go look over here and look underneath there. There's been a couple times I think I found some things.
Yeah.
Nothing that's like worth noting, like nothing that's like crazy, but like there's a couple times I've been like, there's probably one hiding, and I was like, boom, and grabbed it and bought it. I knew someone was hiding one somewhere.
Yeah, I've stashed stuff until, remember even going back as far as 5th grade as a kid, like trying to find a G.I. Joe figure, Storm Shadow, and there was that Osco or Skaggs back in the day before it became Osco. And there was one there, but I didn't get my penny saver paper route money yet. And so I'm going, oh my gosh, I want this so bad. My dad said, hey, dude, do you have enough for it? And I go, no. It's like, I don't have the money with me. It's like, well, too bad, so sad. My dad was one of those people that it was like Christmas or birthday was when you got gifts. And then otherwise you got to more or less pay for them on your own. And so I was kind of freaked out. I'm going, man, dude, I don't want to miss this opportunity to get Storm Shadow because he's one of the ones I had a hard time finding as a kid even. And so I went and hid it over by the bike tire pumps and tubes because I'm going, who's going to look over at bike tire tubes to try to find a toy? And sure enough, when, I got my paycheck, I went over there and looked and it was still there. And I was like, as happy as I am, going, oh my gosh, it's still here. And
Just curious, how long did it take you to come back?
It was only like 3 or 4 days because we got paid weekly by the penny saver.
What a terrible, how are they not like walking, like the employees, how are they not walking around being like, oh, this doesn't belong here? Like, people probably walk past it.
Yeah. And the cool thing too is how people go to like Skaggs or Osco to buy bike tubes.
Right.
And so I'm trying to think of things as a kid, like where is no one going to look? And they're all square. So they stack perfectly in the boxes of them. And so I put it behind the boxes and, knocked on wood, it would still be there. I thought I was a genius little kid and it's going, it's not going to be there.
Well,
but
at
least I could try. And I was pretty amazed it worked. And I was going, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. It was like the happiest kid ever after, doing my first toy stash as a kid. But yeah, it's like usually when that stuff happens, it's gone. You never see it again type of thing. It's like, okay. I remember hiding like a toy over in the cereal box section because there's so many cereal boxes, and I went back to look for it and it was gone.
Oh,
So, like, sure enough, it's like that. So I guess I should know, like, just as you say, the stock people, there's much more cereal sold and messed up on the aisle than there is like tire. Like
cereal
tire
is inventory that moves.
Yes. So, but it's funny that you say that about like finding stuff being stashed around stores.
I probably shouldn't admit this. Not that it's bad or anything. But do you guys, like, if you find something like in Target or whatever, and is somebody hiding it? Because like I did it with like Boba Fett. I saw somebody was hiding a Boba Fett, and I was like, oh no, you're not hiding Boba Fett. I went and I put it back.
Oh, I do that
I'll always. That's my policy now. Like if I find somebody's hiding something, just in case it's the employees hiding it, I go put it back where it's supposed to be, so a collector can get it if I don't want it.
I always put it out because I get that you're trying to hide it, but at the same time, if I'm a collector and I'm coming in looking for it, I wouldn't want to miss it if it was actually there.
Yeah.
So I put it out. Like I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll put it out.
Yeah.
I always do it.
Yeah, I've done that before too, where you find something in like a different part of the store and you go, oh, cool. You know what? I'm going to put this back where it belongs because the collector's going to.
If it's a collector's item, like, they're hiding this pop. This is the only one in the store, and it's over here by, I don't know, the books or whatever it is. Like, nope, we're putting this back. Like, oh, it's by the chips. No. Whatever it is. I like to put them back. So if you hit a Boba Fett in Target in Arizona, sorry.
I'm actually still looking for an item in Target.
Oh,
which one?
So it's a gift for my daughter.
Okay.
So she loves Bluey. And I keep going to Target, and they keep having these big. It's like a big Bluey doll. It's like a 2 foot.
Oh my gosh, Lance.
Bluey doll. What? Tell me it's like there today.
I saw one the other day.
No.
I've seen the smaller Bluey dolls. I do it.
It's like 18. It's like
I
a
thought
big
you
one.
said
It's
you
like
got it.
No, they haven't had it. They had one and it was like disgusting. Like it was like a little kid like ran it over with a car or something. And I was like, I can't buy this.
And that's a stuffed dog, right?
Yeah,
Bluey?
and it was like it's
really
like a 50. It's $50. It's $50. It's like pretty big.
It's like 3 feet.
It's like 3 feet. Yeah, 3 feet. And I keep looking for it and I never find it, and I'm really sad. But I did find like the little ones, like the little ones. And I remember I gave it to her in the store, and she just grabbed it and just held on to it and just wouldn't let go. And it was just like, yes. Like I felt like it was like her like the moment of her like, I'm gonna collect this. This is mine.
It started
right there.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Her first collectible she remembers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like 25 years now, she'll be telling the story of when you handed it to her for the first time. You know what I mean? And like,
I hope so.
Yeah, she'll remember like how many people were in the store around her, what time it was.
I think it was 2001.
Everyone was wearing masks, so that's why I know.
2021. Remember when everybody used to wear masks?
Oh goodness. Anybody have any other quick stories before we wrap this up?
Oh, dude, this has been fun. I can tell you that much.
Yeah,
I have one more. One
Okay.
last
Cool.
one. Just to rub it in Blade's face.
and then I think we'll have to do this again with other people and bring on people to hear their stories, because this was a lot of fun. Because I'm sure we can keep going with this.
And I think I have more. I just can't think of any right now.
Yeah, me too.
With comics.
So you think of them, write them down in your phone so we remember for next time. Anyway, as you were.
So this is actually a recent story. So me and Blade decided that we were gonna go buy some Pokemon cards. Right? So we were like, okay, Blade, how many did you buy that day?
That day? Was it day one?
I'm talking about, the first day. Oh, that was when we did it on video, right? That was the video day, right? Yeah, we were FaceTiming. So I bought like 5 packs of cards. And Blade, you bought like what, 10? 10 or something packs of cards, and then I FaceTimed you when I got home.
Oh,
We
because
started opening packs together.
Target put them out early.
Target put them out early. Yeah, Target. Oh, that's another time Target put the product out too early.
Because they were supposed to come out that Friday, but I think like that Tuesday they put them out.
And that's the newest set. What's it called?
Evolving Skies.
Evolving Skies, the newest set of Pokemon cards.
How did I get 10?
Didn't you? You had a significantly more than me.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I think I only bought like 5 packs. Anyway, I grabbed the 5 packs, whatever. I came home. We start opening them, and I'm FaceTiming Blade, so it's like not even facing me. Like I'm facing him, and like I open up the packs and I'm like, doing the whole show, and then I just see Blade's eyes go, and I'm just like, oh, and I look, and it's the VMAX Umbreon, right?
The alternate
ultimate
art.
Yeah, the alternate art.
Secret rare VMAX Umbreon.
And he was like, "Oh my god, you didn't just pull it!" And I looked at it, I was like, "Dude, this is the most. It's probably one of the prettiest Pokemon cards I've ever seen. First of all, the artwork on that is phenomenal,
and it takes up the entire card. The artwork,
yeah, it's amazing." And he was like, "Oh my gosh, you got like one of the best cards in the set. The rare, like I was like, no way." So I looked it up and saw it online, saw what it was going for. I was like, "Well, I guess I'm selling it."
So upset.
I wanted to keep it so bad. Like I actually struggled for like 2 days before I was like, I'm gonna list it, because I figured if it drops in price and I really want it, I'll just buy it. Or if not, then it shouldn't really go. I'm hoping it doesn't go back up in price in case I do want it later. But it was funny because he was in that same Target that same day, earlier that day, and he didn't grab those packs. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like, oh, I grabbed the secret rare,
and that's what I wanted to
alternate.
I want to collect that entire set. Like I want all the evolutions and the Noivern card, and then of course, like I've bought a booster box, and I've bought one of each of the Elite Trainer boxes, and I bought one of each of the tins, and gosh, what else? I haven't pulled any alternate art cards, and let's pulled the alternate art of the Noivern card that I also really want. It's my favorite Dragon type Pokemon. It's unbelievable. Like the amount of packs that he has bought compared to me for Evolving Skies.
I've only bought 15 of Evolving Skies.
I have literally spent hundreds of dollars on Evolving Skies. Like
I told you I'd trade you Noivern. Just come over. It's all yours. Just give me that one card you pulled yesterday, whatever it was.
Well, I've got a few more packs to open too, so we'll see what else is in there, because I overpaid for some of these new boxes with the V Union, Mewtwo, Greninja, and Zacian.
But yeah, my luck on pulling packs is kind of stupid. It's just dumb. Because it's not like in these stories, it's not like I'm like, oh, well, I ended up buying 100 of these packs. Like it was like I got like one of this pack. You know what I mean? The Pokemon one, okay, yeah, I'm sure as a kid I had like tons of Pokemon packs, yeah. But like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, all I know is that every time I try ordering Pokemon for Blade, my vendor's like, yeah, nice try. It's like, it's even hard for me to order as a store for a customer to try to get Pokemon cards, because I haven't carried them for multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
And now it's like almost like the senior suppliers or vendors, I guess you could say, or retailers, unless like you've been ordering from them for about 10, 15 years straight. It's like, yeah, dude, sorry, we're sold out. Yeah, sorry, we're sold out. Yeah, sorry, we're sold out. And I can't even pre-order anything. And I remember I was telling Blade the other day, he asked me, hey, can you try to get these? And I text my supplier that does bags and boards. They do sports cards and Pokemon cards and everything too. And it used to be like I could get a box, no problem, 10 years ago. But over the past year, it's like, yeah, dude, sorry, dude, unless you pre-ordered or you've been one of my steady accounts for all these years, good luck. And it's pretty intense about how hard it is to get some of these Pokemon cards now.
Insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens. So the new set coming out in I don't know, a little under 2 weeks now, or about 2 weeks, or whatever it is. early October. Looking forward to that set too. I'm not even done with Evolving Skies, but I gotta figure out. I think I might just have to start buying singles with as many packs as I've.
Well, I look forward to pulling whatever the secret rare alternate art is in on that set
Yeah,
too, you know?
no kidding. I think there's a cool Mew card in there. It's gonna be a birthday Pikachu, but Lance's Charizard is a card in this set.
Oh my
But
gosh!
there's two ways to get Lance's Charizard. There's a tin, and you see it. There's Lance's Charizard right in the front, and there's a box that comes with a Lance's Charizard, and it comes with a giant Lance's Charizard card. You have to get.
Oh, so
that.
you're guaranteed it.
You're guaranteed it.
Oh, okay.
But you have to get that.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it.
If there was a Blades, any Pokemon, I mean,
It's
come on.
legitimately called like Lance's Charizard, or
Yeah,
is that just because that's just the same card that Lance got out of the pack back?
No. It's there's a Pokemon trainer called Lance, and he's one of the Elite Four, and Lance is on it with his Charizard, and the name of the Charizard is Lance's Charizard. Like that's the card. It says Lance's Charizard right on it. So Lance has to have Lance's Charizard.
Yeah, Lance's Charizard. So when your dad went to buy that pack of cards, did he have to sign off who the card pack was for before you opened it? And that's just now the new urban legend is like it's Lance's Charizard is why they named the trainer.
It's named after me. Yep.
Now that is crystal ball at its finest.
Yeah, no.
Go back to second grade, the crystal ball, way back in the day.
The Pokemon Company knew this was going to happen, and they made Lance part of the Elite Four. And
we're gonna have to open up these packs live, I think.
Oh, Celebration, yeah, we might have to do that. This is a crazy set, and this is this is a set for collectors. This is a big throwback set. But we can talk more about getting it. I might go down to the east side to find some, just because I'm afraid I'm not going to find any. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I think that's about all the time we have here for today. We were trying to do a short episode, but it's just a regular episode here. What kind of crazy stories do you have? Let us know on social media, or you can even write us if you got a cool story. I'd be willing to maybe read one or two of them on the podcast. Write us at nightcapchat, all one word, @gmail.com, or you can message us on any of our social media channels. We're Nightcap Chat, all one word, on Facebook and Twitter, and Nightcap_chat on Instagram. Good.
Yes. Thanks you guys, dude, for especially Billy for giving the shout out to us that we were able to give the unedited letter on an exclusive Nightcap Chat episode for September 28th, 2021. Mark that in your note calendar for you guys and share it with everybody. The unedited edition of Nightcap Chat's Symbiote Spider-Man letter page. And you can find us at Drawn to Comics and Drawn to Comics Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and at 5801 West Glendale Avenue in Glendale, Arizona, 85301. And again, thanks, Billy, for the shout out.
Thanks, Billy.
Yes, thanks, Billy. And you can catch me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Tales of Lance. Tomorrow, I'm going to be streaming some New World, new game. That's the name of the game, is New World. It's going to be fun. Probably going to be grinding it for the next couple months until Halo comes out. So excited.
Yeah, looking forward to Halo. So yeah, we'll probably do some more openings as well, and especially with the announcement of the new Pokemon trading card game Live, which is going to replace online. I have a bunch of packs to open. I don't know if I'll just open them, stream opening them. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. I'm not promising anything. I'm just thinking out loud now. We appreciate you all taking the time to listen. We love you. Be safe, and we'll catch you all next week.
Thank you for listening.
Have a good week. And as Steve would say, gobbledygook. I don't know.
Was that hoo-ha? Because he's what's his name?
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino. Yeah.
Why is he Al Pacino? Did I miss something?
That was his closing last week.
Is that what he said? That's
no,
not what
I don't.
heard.
I don't remember the exact sound, but all I can think of
It
is
was
Al
like
Pacino.
bobbity boop.
Bob.
Yeah,
Something weird.
Yeah.
Where there was something like that. I was like, what?
Bibbidi
And I
bobbidi.
replayed
So
it.
he's a
5
fairy
times.
fairy godmother. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
I don't know. I just don't know why you just want to come up with something good.
Well, I think that was the after the credits scene for this episode.
This week.